Today is April 12th, 2022, and the counties that were granting diversion for DUI, for drunk driving cases in California and in Northern California, are no longer doing so for new cases because of appellate court decisions that came down earlier this year and have not, we haven't had any appellate court rulings that counter those to give us a split in the courts and give us DUI diversion back, which we did have before, possibility for DUIs in Marin County, San Francisco, Alameda, and Sonoma County. The other Bay Area counties were not granting DUI diversions in 2021 like the four counties I just mentioned were. The hope is that the legislature will listen to what the appellate court said, which was basically, you confused us. And the legislature needs to make it more clear what the guidelines are for DUI diversion and make it clear that Vehicle Code Section 23640, which says DUIs are not eligible for diversion, which is very old law, now would have an exception or be changed under a new specific law. That was just not made clear. There were reasons for that in the legislature. They didn't want to go there and risk losing votes for being seen as soft on DUI. But what we're hoping is that the legislature will clear this up, will bring forth new law that will allow for diversions on DUI, drunk driving cases in California. There's a new bill in front of the legislature, which I believe is in a committee this week, getting reviewed. And hopefully the result of that will be, a new DUI diversion law that they can vote on, that they're willing to pass, that clears up some of the issues and concerns from before, so that legislative bodies in Sacramento will look at it and say, yeah, this is something that we feel comfortable with. Now, I'm not going to get into all the details. That's for hopefully next time. We do have some details. Hopefully this thing gets moving and eventually passed. It could be many months. It could be a lot longer than that, and it may never happen. We just don't know. But as of right now, fingers crossed that this does happen, because from what I saw in my practice and other attorneys' practices who practice exclusively, or as I do, or most just do a lot of DUIs, DUI diversion was working. People were getting help, doing self-help with AA and counseling and all sorts of other things right away when they would get arrested for DUI to show that they were suitable for DUI diversion. And they were addressing, in many cases, what was an issue, a problem, a major problem in their lives with addiction, with alcohol, with drugs, whatever it was, from the onset of their arrest for the DUI. Without DUI diversion, we basically go back to where we were before it was implemented for 2021, where someone gets arrested for a DUI. Their attorney fights their case. Case goes on for 3, 4, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever, and no one addresses anything because they have not been convicted. And so the chances of reoffending, guess what? Through the roof. Reoffending for people who were put on DUI diversion or granted it, and people who had to work to get it in 2021, the numbers went way down from what I saw personally. We don't have the statistics. They haven't been distributed yet, and it will take some time to get those. And over periods of time, over years, is where you see recidivism rates. But I saw no repeat offenders for clients who got DUI diversion in 2021. And, for my clients or other private attorneys' clients, I'm sure there's some. I'm sure some slip through the cracks. But you know what? DUI diversion was working. It was helping people with their lives, with their careers, with their jobs, with their futures, people who screwed up and they were human and they had a judgment error and they made a big mistake.